Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the RDA. This is your Manchester United versus West Ham match preview. I do have some of the quotes from the Erik ten Hag press conference, so I shall read out just the interesting ones really. So do smash a like on the video, do subscribe if you are new. We'll get into the game and everything, but first let me read out some quotes from the Erik ten Hag press conference ahead of the game against West Ham. He was asked a question about Ronaldo's numbers last season in terms of goals and can he do those numbers again this season, and Ten Hag basically said it's up to him. You see the chances that the team creates, you see the chances he had last game, he was there, he's still capable of getting in the right positions, and he believes that he can finish those chances. So I think there you go. I think Ten Hag says that, but will it happen is another thing. You know, again, for Ronaldo to get those numbers, Ronaldo needs to play some games, you know. He needs to play some games, get the minutes in, score the goals. That's how he can only do it. He was then asked again about Ronaldo later on. He was then asked, is it a case that Ronaldo has to fight his way back into the first team and the first team for the Premier League? And then Ten Hag says he basically doesn't see it like that. He doesn't have a Europe team, he doesn't have a Premier League team. He just focuses on every opponent that he plays next and thinks about which is the best possible squad to play with that. Ten Hag also said, it wasn't in this press conference, but I believe it was on the post-match conference against the Sheriff game, where Ten Hag was asked about something, or not. I don't know if he was asked about Ronaldo, but he said he brought on Rashford instead of Ronaldo to see how they can play close to each other. So that could be interesting. That might be just something from Ten Hag, just a little tease to say that, listen, maybe there is a way to play Rashford, Ronaldo into the same team now. You know, the team created the same amount of chances. You have them both there, which is probably ideal for him. You know, and maybe there is a way for it to work back in the team. It doesn't just have to be Ronaldo centre forward. It doesn't just have to be Rashford centre forward, you know. So maybe there is a chance that we get to see both of those two players on this weekend. And I have put them there in my predicted 11, but we'll get to that just now. He was then asked, will he play regularly if he keeps applying himself? And then Ten Hag said, when you analyse the season so far, then if it was available, he should get his chance because we need goals. And I know Donny is in a really good position to score goals, but also in a really good defense in transition. He was asked about Donny that question. He was then asked about Martial likely to play before the World Cup. He said, I hope he's making progress. He's outside working there, so he's on the pitch and we're waiting for him to step back in training. And then, let's see, he was asked if he wants a striker. He said, I think in this moment we are not focusing on that. And he was asked about the confidence, couple of weeks. Let's see, not important. City Arsenal game. He said, what's changed since? He was asked what was changed since the City game. You've had 5 wins, 2 draws. Is it attitude more than anything? He said City's a good team first of all. Then nothing else. He said we've learned lessons, whatever. But yeah, nothing too much to be honest with you. Besides the Ronaldo points here and there, I think there really wasn't too much exciting questions asked towards Erik ten Hag. So yeah, moving on to the game. I think more now. How do I think this game is going to be approached? I think it's going to be quite tough. I know West Ham aren't doing too well on paper. Yeah, they're currently 10th in the Premier League table. Out of the last 5 games, they've won 3, lost 1, drawn 1, which is it better than us? No, we've drawn 2, won 2, and lost 1. So they do have 1 more win than us in our last 5 in terms of Premier League form. But I think it could be quite a tricky game. If United were to get 3 points, it would put us on 23 points, which would be only equal with Tottenham. So obviously we need 3 points this game. But I think what we would like to see more than anything would be, can we keep the same level as we did against Sheriff? Will United against West Ham at home keep the same amount of ball possession? Will we pass as accurately? Will we create the same amount of chances? And can we improve? Because Ten Hag always is on about improvement. Can they play that with playing a higher tempo, making a faster pace, maybe ironing out some of the shots from distance, you know, just shooting from any angle where you're probably not likely to score. Maybe look for the extra pass, look for the extra option into the box, you know. He talked about how we have been creating chances, but I'm pretty sure Ten Hag has also been saying how we could create more chances and score more goals. So I would like to see improvement, but still keep the same level we did against Sheriff. And it would be quite nice. I'd say if we beat West Ham hypothetically 3-0, you'd say that's progress. It might not be big progress, and definitely nowhere near the progress we'd want to see from United long term, but it's pretty good because I'd say normally if you had to ask us about a game like this, West Ham and the Ali, Ragnick, whoever it was, even maybe under Ten Hag, we'd be like, we're hesitant. We'd never just say we're going to go to West Ham, or well, we play West Ham play them out the park, get comfortable 3 points. You'd be like, you know, West Ham, they can probably pull up an upset. They probably could dominate the midfield, you know, maybe hit us on the break, cause some trouble, you know. But I'm still expecting a United win. I think there's a lot of positives about United lately. I think if with the right team selection, and as long as we keep everything the same and improve, we should win this game quite comfortably. That would be nice to see. I would enjoy that on my weekend, you know. So let's just see what happens. But yeah, like I said, from United, that's what I like to see. Same from Sheriff. Maybe a little bit improvements here and there, higher tempo. As for West Ham, I would think West Ham will sit pretty deep and just look to hit us on the break. You know, I think that's what it's come to, and I think it could be somewhat called for an improvement under Oli, under Ralph. Would we have done that? Would we have been going into West Ham game saying that they'll probably stand back and hit us on the break? Probably not. We'd probably say it's probably a 50-50 game. That you know United's weaknesses and they might take the game to us. But now maybe teams are a little bit hesitant because of the way we are playing under Ten Hag. So let's just see what happens. In terms of the predicted team there next to me, David De Gea in goal, of course. Diego Dalot, obviously. Martinez will be there. Shaw will be there. I have put Harry Maguire there. Varane is obviously injured. I do believe if it was up to me, it would be Lindelof. But I do think Harry Maguire will be playing. Just got a funny feeling, and I do think it's wrong. And now all of a sudden, now you know everything, all the positives I was talking about. When I look at Maguire in the team, there could be a slip up. You know, one player, you are only as strong as your weakest link in the team. So yeah, I'm a little bit nervous now. I kind of forgot that I put Harry Maguire in the team because I knew I would play Lindelof. But if Maguire starts, yeah, we know how that can end up, don't we? Midfield, I think, will be Eriksen, Bruno, and Casemiro. Nothing to change there too much. I think the front line, though, is some cause of talk. You know, it does deserve some talking towards it. I think Rashford is definitely a certified starter for Ten Hag. So is Anthony. But the question is, will Rashford play centre forward or will he play in the left wing? Now, if Rashford plays left wing, you only have Ronaldo to play up front, really. Martial's not fit, nobody else is there. I've got no complaints with playing Cristiano. In my opinion, I'd play Ronaldo week in, week out. Still, to this day, I would play Ronaldo in every game. I would start him in every game. He will get you goals. But if Ten Hag does choose to play Rashford there, who would play on the wing? Garnacho, maybe, but he's only had one good game. I think to just give him a starting game again in a West Ham game is a little bit rewarding too much for nothing just yet. I'd say Garnacho has earned himself coming on ahead of the likes of Sancho and that. You know, ahead of Sancho, Martial at the moment. He probably has earned that. I say Martial, but Martial's injured, so ignore Martial. Martial definitely a Ten Hag favourite. But yeah, Anthony and Ilanga, that's why I said, I don't know why I put Martial. But yeah, I basically meant to say I think Garnacho's performances against Sheriff has basically earned him the go-ahead to come off the bench. Sorry, my English. To come off the bench before Sancho and before Ilanga. That's what I would say. So I wouldn't start him. So I think logically you have to play this front three. Ten Hag talked about how he wanted to see Rashford and Ronaldo close together. I'm pretty sure he'd be happy what he's seeing. He sees the chances we're creating. He had the talk with Ronaldo. I would play Ronaldo, you know. Do I think Ten Hag will bench him? Maybe. Maybe. We don't know the whole situation with Ronaldo yet. But I'd be quite sad still. I'd just be like, what's the point? So you're going to play Rashford up front, Anthony on one wing, and out of form, poor performing Sancho. Garnacho had one decent game against the Sheriff team, or a very poor Ilanga. It doesn't sit right with me. So for me, that logically has to be your front three. Now, in terms of our score prediction, let's see. On the internet, 57% chance of a Man United win, 23% chance of a draw, 20% chance of a West Ham win. It's at Old Trafford. United have been playing well. I look at that team, I think the only weakness there is Maguire. I would play Lindelof. If Lindelof is playing, I would like to win this game 3-0, but I don't think what I want and reality is going to be the same. So more of a realistic scoreline, I'd probably say 2-1. 2-1 to United. That fair? I would say 2-1 to United. Let's see what happens. But yeah, as always, do smash a like on the video, do subscribe if you are new. I hope you'll enjoy it. Let me know your guys' score predictions down below, and I shall see you all very soon. Goodbye.